Okay, I am live. What's going on? What's going on? NBA Debate League. Let me know if you hear echo in my mic. Alrighty. I think I'm good, y'all. Alright, y'all. I'll put the link in the chat. Hope y'all can see. If anybody want to come up and chat with me. But I am Eternal, founder of Eternal Sports, and I am bringing you NBA Debate League. But without all the feelings and favoritisms and all the bias, let's get down to the nitty gritty of what basketball really is. And let's look at the stats and let's look at the accomplishments. And let's look at these players in an analytical but critical way. Right? Let's look at these players' impact. Let's look at their leadership. Let's look at their offense, their defense, their clutch. Which I think are the five most important traits that make up a basketball player, preferably an NBA basketball player. Come on, y'all, put a comment in the chat if you can hear me well. If everything sounds good. I know I don't got the best camera and everything yet. But y'all bear with me. All right, this is gonna be the formal debate. But let's get into a little bit of NBA news real quick. There's a lot going on in the NBA right now. There's a lot going on in the NBA right now. There's a lot going on in the NBA right now. What y'all think they're gonna do with Trae Young? What y'all think who else is on the trading block right now. Kind of LeBron. If Lakers were smart, they would make a move for LeBron because I'm sure a team would love to get LeBron on their team. Um, Maybe not a lot of teams, but it's pretty sure it's a few teams that would love to get LeBron. And maybe dump off a few young players, and man, and some cap space or something. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? Um, um, he does have a trade, no trade clause, so that means, if he would get moved, it would be, his decision, his choice, and things of that nature. But the rumors are out that LeBron is still looking to play for a championship quality team, even though he is a lot of people's GOAT, and he has arguably one of the top five best players in the league today in Luka Doncic on his team, and that still ain't good enough for him, right? He has another player in Austin Reeves that has played a great season starting off, but nope, LeBron got to come back in and get his. But I would love to see Trey Young go to maybe not one of the top contenders, but I would love to see him go to maybe a playoff contender, a playoff team, to see if he would make that team a little better. Because I think he would. I think he's an underrated player. I think he gets a lot of flack that he doesn't deserve. I think he has been one of the better point guards in the NBA since he's been in the NBA. So let's look at Trey Young. Let's look at Trey Young. Let's look at Trey Young. Where you at, Trey? Hey, Trey. Where's Trey Young at? Let's see. What's up with Trey Young, y'all? Okay, I'm spelling his name wrong. That's why I couldn't pull up Trey Young. All right, let's see. Let's look at Trey Young. Let's look at his career stats. Trey Young's career stats shows 25 points. Now, this is his career stats: 25 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 9.8 assists. So that's a 25 and 10 player that some people criticize. And this is a pure point guard. Even though he's a scorer, he's still considered a pure point guard. Quite kind of similar to Chris Paul in his younger years, where when he was, a 20-point scorer and a 9-10 point assist player, and he was clutch. He was a clutch scorer. He was a big shot maker. Chris Paul always been a big shot maker and a clutch player. So when you look at Trey Young, you see it kind of like a young Chris Paul type player, not in this style of play, but in the production of play. Sometimes we don't see players similarities because a lot of times we only see player similarity if they play alike, if they have the same play style. That's why when we see a good player, the first thing we say was look at him. He play like Jordan, or he play like Kobe, or he play like one of the all time greats. It's because we can't actually see these guys characteristics based off of other players, so we can't really match them up to other players and their similarity because we don't see the same play style. Even though Trae Young doesn't have the same play style as Chris Paul, they have a very similar production. He's 35% from three, which is pretty good. Knowing that we know he shoots a lot of threes. Um, um, 87% from the free throw line, which is excellent. I'm sure he don't get to the free throw line that much. He plays 34 minutes a game. 43% from the field, which is pretty good for a guard. A guard that's also a shooter, right? And we all know his defensive liabilities, but Trae Young's, I would think he has a good impact. I think you can measure his ability. Um, um, uh, you can measure his ability and match it up to his ability to be able to win games. And when you judge players, you gotta judge them in how well are they in winning games. Not maybe not championships, maybe not playoff games, but we can judge these players from game to game and how consistent they are. And Trae Young has proven himself even in the playoffs. He has he's won underdog games. And he has been underdog and had won some playoff series. That was very spectacular. I want to say he beat Giannis. Um, you know, I want to say one of Giannis MVP seasons. From I could be wrong with that, but if it wasn't one of his MVP season was the season before his MVP season or the season after. Either way, Giannis was one of the which he still is one of the best players in the league. He was dominating the league. He's not dominating the league anymore, but he's still one of the best players in the league. But at the time, he was dominating the league, and I believe Trae Young beat him in the playoffs. Trae Young beat a couple of good teams in the playoffs. He ain't call Ice Trae for nothing. His leadership, I think his leadership is pretty good because, when he gets in the clutch, he kind of leads by example in the clutch, and he's a point guard, so a point guard automatically going to have a level of leadership. And I think he does that well with how he spreads the ball around, and he keeps his team involved, even though he sometimes is a volume shooter. He's not all the time a volume shooter. He's a sometimes volume shooter. Um, so I think his leadership, is pretty decent, compared to the teams that he's had. And, I mean, he's still young, so you got to think he put teams on his back, in his first couple of seasons. He won big playoff games in his first few seasons. Let's look at his stats. Let's see. He came in 2018, 2019 season. His rookie season, he averaged 19 points, 8 assists. 32% from three, 82% from the free throw line, 41% from the field. So he came in, pretty much letting the league know that, this is what it is. I'm a 20 and 10 point scorer, and I'm showing you that pretty much in my rookie season. Then he goes, then from his rookie season, his second season, look at this. He flips out on his second season. Right? 29 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds, 43% from the field, 36% from three. This is second year in the league, y'all. 86% from the free throw line, playing 35 minutes a game. Second year in the league. Let's look at his third year. Third year, 25 points a game, 9 assists. If you notice, he stays at that 9 assists. That's consistency at his position. That's consistency at his position. 9 assists. He stays at that 9 assists. And he stays above 20 points also, except his rookie season at 19. 3-point percent is 34%. It definitely could be a lot better, but he's definitely a volume shooter when it comes to the 3-point line. He definitely shoots a lot of 3-pointers, but I think that's pretty good. Let's look at his next season. You see how his scoring is kind of fluctuating. I think that's due to his teammates because he haven't had a consistent roster since he's been in the league. He has moved around players. I don't know if he's played with another All-Star or not. I can't think of him playing with another All-Star, but I could be wrong. But see that 9.7 assists? He's right there tinkering around that 10 assists. For his whole career, pretty much. 38% from three, so that's a kind of a plus. That's a big jump. And this is the 21-22 season. 90% from the free throw line. You see how his numbers go up. Field goal percentage 46%. That's not bad for a guard, y'all. Let's go with his 22-23 season. He's averaged 26 points, and he broke that 10 assist barrier on what is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4 in his fourth season. This is this man's fourth season. He's still averaging 26 and 10. His 3-point percentage went down this season. I'm sure he started shooting more. And I think that's the year he started kind of shooting those, those, what they call logo threes. He's not too good in shooting those. Free throw percentage always pretty good. Right? And he don't play a lot of minutes either. 34 minutes. I don't think he's been close to the 40-minute since he's been in the league. Okay, year six, 25 and 10, 37 from three, which is good. I think that's more of his percentage than the lower percentage than the 32 percentage that he shot a few years back. I want to say this 36 to 38%. I think that's kind of more accurate of what he shoots, which I think is good, for a point guard that shoots pretty much a lot of threes. That's a little guy, he's not going to get much in the paint, but he does get to the paint. But 37% is pretty good. I think this is last year. It's 24 and 11, 34%. He went down a little bit. That's why he need to get up to that. I think he need to stay around there 36, 37. 36 minutes a game, 41% from the field. I think you need to stay above 40 from the field. and this season we're into right now, he's averaging 19 and 9, 30%. So he's pretty much down a lot this season. That's pretty much why, um, the morale is off, and a lot of things is off. What's going on with them? So it's time for him to pretty much move on, y'all. But Trey Young has offense. He's a juggernaut on offense. Defense, not so much. Um, he's a defensive liability, um, which is fine for his body style. You can't really expect him to play much defense, but I think he does need to give a little more effort on defense. Doesn't matter how small you are, as long as you give some effort. Um, you know, at least make the offense on the opposite team. At least think that you're going to compete in every play, so they can at least be thinking um, when they face you um, on the offensive end. Make them think a little bit at least. Somewhat of how James Harden played defense, to where he plays. He's capable of playing great defense in certain moments of the game. So if he's guarding you, and especially if you're a ball handler, or post player, you know, you like to play around with the ball. If he's guarding you, you might think, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get right. He's not gonna, you know, stop me pretty much most of the game. But I still have to think about him because he has quick hands. He's pretty witty on defense. You know how to poke the ball loose. He has a pretty good post defense. Um, so he's kind of sneaky on defense. So he always keep you thinking. But Trey Young in the clutch, you know, uh, I mean, he might be top five in the league in the clutch moment. I think I would put him in top five in clutch moments in the league today. He's pretty. He ain't get the name Ice Tray for nothing. But I'm just here to chat with y'all just for a moment. Uh, let's see. I do want to look at probably in my next video. We'll probably look at the All Stars for this year. Look at the All Stars from last season, because it's going to be definitely some differences from last season, and it's probably going to be a couple of new All Stars also. So we got some good young players in the league now. I think that the rookie of the year award, I think, is looking promising. Um, I think the rookie of the year award is looking very promising this year. Let's see if I can. Mhm. Okay, share my screen. Let's see. Just looking at the season leaders and stat leaders for the season. I just want to look at the rookies. Here we go. Here we go. Got Con Canupo from Charlotte. He's leading the rookie charge right now. He's kind of like overtook Cooper Flag. I think Cooper Flag. We know these awards are kind of tainted. Kind of misconstrued a little bit. But Cooper Flag has been having all the attention. People kind of have kind of micromanaged a lot of his game more than some of the other rookies. But Concanopoulos, he's definitely a pretty good player. He's a defensive player and an offensive player. VJ, I would say VJ is probably your better prospect right now. Um, but Concanopoulos has just basically came up, in the last few weeks, man, with that 3-pointer, man. That boy is a shooter now. He is a shooter. He has a cannon, and he ain't scared. It seems as though he might have a killer instinct. So if he could stay healthy, he has kind of one of those iffy body type, body style. So it's gonna be important for him to stay in shape. Stay locked in. Jeremy Fears, haven't seen too much from him, but evidently he's doing an awesome job out there in New Orleans. Cedric Coward, he's doing pretty good also. Um, Cedric Coward, I think he's a power forward. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Luca's still leading the league in points at 33 points a game, but he's also getting 8 rebounds and 9 assists a game. So he's tinkering around that triple double status. I think he's aiming for MVP this season. I don't know how he's gonna get it because I don't know where Lakers are gonna sit at in the end in the standings, but it looks like Luka's shooting for because he don't seem like he's trying to win games like he used to. Luka's always been pretty good in the clutch, but I haven't seen so much of that since he's been in a Laker uniform. But we'll see. We know Shea is right there, so if Luka have any dip in his production or start to miss a few games or anything, Shea gonna take over. Now Tyrese Maxey's, I don't think his game is sexy enough for MVP status. I don't know if he does enough. He's a electrifying scorer. He's a pretty feisty defender, hustle player. I don't know if he got this. No, got what it takes to be an MVP for the entire season. He averaging 30. Let's see how he ends off the season. Donovan Mitchell always starts off the season like he wanted to be the GOAT or something, and then the last half of the season he acts like he's a bench player. But who knows? I think Jaylen Brown. I think you should put Jaylen Brown above Tyrese Maxey. He's right behind Shea in my eyes in MVP. Is what he's doing out there in Boston is is short from spectacular, but the brother don't get no publicity. He don't get no shine. They don't talk about him on the media, but we're gonna talk about him here. We're gonna do a whole show on Jaylen Brown because there's some things that he has said, on his podcast that I definitely want to discuss here. Um, let's see. I'm almost done for this video, y'all. I want to keep it long. Now, unless y'all want to come up and chat now. If anybody want to come up and chat, now we can chat. Let's see. I got a comment. Did somebody come in here? Somebody put a comment. Rumble. Hey Christians, if you have any arguments against Jews, you can discuss them with the Israelite Jewish women. What are we talking about here? This is a sports channel. I appreciate the comment though. 10 watts is 10. Yep. I am a Christian though, so I can't be mad at your comment. I appreciate your comment. I appreciate you being on the broadcast. I think that's from Rumble. I'm doing Rumble, and I got my YouTube page, and I'm doing Facebook. So y'all can all check me out on all those platforms at NBA Debate League, and I'll be back, y'all. I'll be back. I'll be back, coming back at you with more NBA talk. Preferably debate conversation. I'm not much of a news anchor, but I do like to discuss, NBA hot topics and NBA news. We probably be doing some reactions to some other commentators. But I'm here, y'all. I'm here, y'all, to give y'all this um, NBA knowledge, this basketball knowledge that I got. Um, let me see. Player is better, with a point system. All right, what y'all think? Tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. I'll be back with y'all probably sometime tomorrow. Probably be doing pop-in streams here and there until I get some engagement. And y'all, peace out, y'all.